Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very special episode of Time Out with Manouk Akopyan. I am your host, Manouk Akopyan, and today we are joined by four-time heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, who announced at the age of 57 he is making a comeback to the sport of boxing. Now, before your eyebrows raise even further, let's clarify. Evander is making a comeback for exhibition-style matches. That means this will be for the pure sake of entertainment, and he's doing it for a good cause. It is for his charity, Unite for Our Fight, and Evander is considering all comers. That includes Mike Tyson and a list of other former champions like Lennox Lewis and George Foreman and Larry Holmes and Riddick Bowe. Evander wants to raise money for his foundation, and he believes doing it through entertainment and competition will be the best way to do it. I talked with Evander as well as a host of other topics, including what the heavyweight division looks like today, the future for what holds for his son in Evan Holyfield, and a whole bunch of other items. So sit back and enjoy the episode with a Hall of Fame boxing icon.
And learn of your comeback. What went into this decision making?
Well, it's pretty much from my foundation, and my whole thing is, if I can, it's a thing about giving back to the kids, and I wouldn't be who I am as my mama didn't want me to be better than she was. So my mother was always telling me, do unto others as she wants them to do unto you. And this is, and I went to the boys club, and this is how everything worked. It was, you don't do nothing to nobody you don't want them to do to you. And, my mother started telling me, it's that the success starts at home and failure starts at home. It's all about what the parents tell you. And this is the reason why I tend to talk to my mother. My mother talked to me so much as a kid coming up, because she told me she's not concerned what kind of kid I am. She's concerned what kind of man that I was going to be, because this is, being a kid going to be the shortest point in time in your life, and becoming a man going to be the biggest part of your life. So, so more that you let kids do the wrong things, then these are the habits that they will have. And, they would spend half of their whole lifetime trying to overcome them shortcomings. So, but I realized, the kids only get better as the parents tell them. But the parents don't, if the parents don't tell the kids that, then, your chance of your kids failing is it's like, right at about 80%.
Now, at the age of 57, what kind of exhibition matches do you expect to get yourself into?
Well, the thing is, even me going in the ring and being able to do as well as I would do, my whole thing is that when people see me, people go, wow, you know what? And people always talk about my condition, how I built. They say, for you to be a heavyweight, you don't look like, you ain't got no problem. Because I took care of my body. So my mama used to tell me, say, if you don't get no bad habits, you ain't got to put them down. Everybody gonna have something that they do wrong, but but my mama always told me, son, if you don't get in it, you don't have to put them down. And so you're not stressed out, because the point is that people tell kids that, you know what, if you don't pick up everybody else's bad habits, trying to be their friend and trying to do what they do, and these are the things that allow you to have a better life. I'm just good. I was in the game of boxing. It's a tough sport. I don't. That's an ache mean don't nothing. But my whole thing is that I lived a clean life, because my mama used to say, hey, if you don't get bad habits, you ain't got to worry about putting them down. So, but it's something that you're gonna do wrong. But in general, don't be picking up other people's bad habits. I'm saying, my mama had a heart attack when I was a kid, so she was at home every day. So, I got caught in everything that I done, and so, it got to the point where that I knew that what my mother was saying was the truth, and me getting in the sport of boxing. That's what allowed me to know that everything that my mama told me, I'm saying when things didn't go my way, she told me, no, you just can't quit because things don't go your way. So, I'm saying, you work through it and say, then you do well, then you want to leave, then okay, you don't really like it. And all of a sudden, everything that you said, I realized you live it, it works for you.
Now, how soon can we expect to see you in the ring? How much time do you need to get into fight shape?
Well, I'm in shape. I'm always in shape. My whole thing is that I never stop training. I don't get hit. I shadow box and all this and stuff. And so I'm always around people. I'm always around people where I can and kind of encourage them and all this and stuff like that. And so when people see me do things, they say, God, man, you got it. But, I done it practically my whole life, ever since I was 8 years old. And, I stay in shape. I do the treadmill and all this and stuff like that. I do different exercises. And for practically my whole life, I had to eat good anyway to have good health.
Now, I know you're throwing your name in the hat for exhibition matches, but do you feel you could still compete in the professional ranks with today's top heavyweights? Do you still have that itch?
No, I wouldn't do that. My whole thing is that I realized that years ago, because, the thing is that, I was a small heavyweight, and the guys are a lot bigger, and they reflex a lot faster and stuff like that. I realized, I remember the Mexican heavyweight that became the champion. Now, he was 19, and I was sparring him, and I was 46. And when this guy's reflex was so fast and stuff like that, I felt that actually I did good, but I'm thinking that I was supposed to beat it. But I realized after that, that 6 weeks of training with him, I fought my last fight, and I realized that was it for me, because I realized that something got to be wrong if a guy can look like that and beat me, and like this and stuff like that. It wasn't a problem that I come to understand that I'm the only guy that ever been a heavyweight champion of the world 4 times. I have reached my goal. What I'm trying to do now, and then I seen a documentary when Ali lost against Larry Holmes. He said, I was the only 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. Now, why would I? What would make me want to do 4? What difference that gonna make? And when I seen that documentary, I understood it's a great chance to just step on down. And so at 2014, that was it for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many of these exhibition matches do you think you have in you? How many would you like to fight?
Well, it's like, with me, I think it's just take one fight at a time. Exhibition, you describing how you want the thing to be. You talk about these things, or how we're gonna work together and do this and all that.
Right. So you figure it's going to be more of a choreographed boxing match rather than something with on the competitive side.
Of course, yeah.
Right. Now, who are some opponents you would like to face?
Well, the whole big thing is, Beat's gonna be. these are gonna be people. These gonna be people who these will be people that know how to box. We both know how to box, and it ain't gonna. It's not gonna. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. It's. Yeah. So it's not gonna be something where that we just gonna be. It's not gonna be that tough fight.
Right. So just to confirm, this is going to be more scripted entertainment rather than Hagler versus Hearns.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Now, obviously, Mike Tyson last week, he posted a workout video as well too that went viral. Did Tyson's video kind of inspire you to kind of one up him as well too on social media?
No, not at all. My thing wasn't even. It was, the thing is that I was gonna do this anyway for what I was gonna do in boxing. I was gonna do that anyway.
Now, there's been a lot of conversation about this exhibition match taking place with Mike Tyson. I know you guys are good friends now. Would you entertain the idea of fighting Tyson in an exhibition match?
I'm telling you, but if it come about, my whole thing, I'm not, my whole thing is, in the situation, I'm not afraid or anything like that.
Gotcha. So for the right terms for the charity, you would fight Mike Tyson.
Well, the thing is that long as work for both of us.
Yeah, I saw some offers. Bare knuckle boxing was offering Mike $20 million, and then there was an Australian promoter. Obviously, there is still interest between you and Mike Tyson. If you were a betting man, would you say a third fight in an exhibition style matchup would take place by the end of the year?
Well, the thing is more to me. I look at it like, now I wouldn't ask him do he want to do it. He had to ask me because it's just like being a bully. For you beat the guy twice and you know that you can, and so I'm saying in a charity thing it'd be more that he this is what he want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, maybe you can even return the favor, and if this is going to be scripted entertainment, obviously he's famous for biting your ear. Maybe you can playfully do the same to him if this is going to be scripted, right?
Yep.
Now, I know you guys are close. How has he changed since his fighting days? You break bread with him now. You have dinner. You're on his podcast. You've been in commercials.
Yeah, I think the marijuana kind of helped him, like because it's not that and I'm telling you, he's not as aggressive as he used to be, and but my whole thing is that I'm just me and him just always have cordial conversation and stuff like this, and we don't never get into how it used to be. It's just accepting people for who they are.
Now, I had a chance to interview Mike Tyson last year as well too. He told me young Mike believed he was God, and the old Mike asked God to have mercy on his soul. You're a really religious man, Evander. How do you take Tyson's new spiritual route that he lives today?
Well, I'm like, for one thing, he have settled down. he had made a lot of changes, and the changes is, it kind of, when you no longer think you better than nobody. You realize that I'm not the fighter no more. I don't have to be angry and all these things. And so I think it gives you an opportunity to think more. And I think that's a big part of people. He had a hard change. I feel that he just had a hard time in knowing how to play both parts. He never was a very aggressive guy, but he knew that if he was mad and angry, he was able to do things under that umbrella. And I think this, but my whole thing is that I never been a big guy. I never was an aggressive guy, but I could be aggressive, but it was my first nature.
Right. Now, going back to the workout video that he posted, it was only a few seconds, but we saw the speed and power was still there. If it was the exhibition match, if you guys were to be wearing head guards and such, do you think he might have a chance for revenge at this stage of his life, considering what you saw from a scouting report?
Well, the thing is that, everybody knows Mike is very explosive and all that, but, Mike and I, I'm 4 years older than Mike. So, so the thing is that it's not like I'm not, one thing I know, I carry my hand high, I don't drop my hand down. I know that he's very quick and all this, and so, but I'm quick too. But I realize I can't wait on him because I know if I wait on him, he may get me. So the art of the game is that if I were gonna do anything with anybody, we gonna talk about this thing because my whole thing is that I don't look at that it's gonna be a winner in this fight. This is a charity event. We don't get decisions. We doing this and raising money for a charity, and then we this is way we can help the foundation that we want to help, and and then if they pay us enough that you have something for yourself, that's fine too. But the thing is that you know what you're doing it for. Because if it wasn't for charity and all that, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get enough. I kind of felt that I did what I wanted to do, and I was the very best that I could be.
Right. I mean, it's clear. But charity aside, do you feel like you could still beat him at this age?
Well, when I stopped boxing, I stopped because that was it. I accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. But if I can get up and bounce them 3 rounds and bounce around the ring and jab in there like this, in other words, you're telling people, why do you take care of yourself? Why do you eat right? Why do you do this? Because these are the things that you'll be able to do, and other people won't be able to do it because you took care of your body. But it tells you you're wise by how long you live, and because that means you have to take care of yourself. And so so that's pretty much a whole big thing, because I have the thing where I deal with a lot of young people, and to be able to catch them at this young age, because young people are the ones that follow people. They they said older people already made up their mind what they're gonna do, but you catch them, these other kids, before they get bad habits, then you got something, because they understand, if you don't get the bad habit, then you ain't got to put it down. Why start something you're going to have to stop anyway?
Mm-hmm. Do you believe Mike's bad habits was essentially the reason he couldn't beat you?
No, No, I don't know. Mike, you know, I'm saying Mike was. See, what people don't realize about me, I realized Mike was a great fighter, and I realized that it appeared to me that Mike had for advantage to his people. That think about how Mike was about 5'9", 5'9", 5'10", and that's it at the most. His arms was like, you know, he had short arms because he like this, but he had explosive power. But how many chances? You know, I'm telling you, he gave other people more chance to hit him than for him to hit them. And so when Mike became the heavyweight champion of the world, it made me realize that I could become it. Because, you know, shoot, if Mike can hit them guys, I can hit them. Mike just hit them a little bit harder. But the point of the matter is the art of the game of boxing is to, if you can hit the guy first and all this and get yours to move, you know, it's different strategies in the game of boxing. And you have to appreciate what you feel that you do better. And one of my biggest aspects is that I lived a very clean life, and I knew I could outwork people. And you know, the thing, you know, when I've got that coach that say, you know, it's just when people get tired, and this is how you see how good they are, like this. And because if you take care of your body, you got a lot to pull from. And I just happen to be that person who took care of my body and all this and stuff like that. And I try to eat the proper things and stuff like that to allow me to have a little bit more endurance than other people would have.
Right. And when you went on the podcast with Mike Tyson, you saw him in his new environment, the marijuana mogul that he wants to become. What do you make of the new Mike Tyson and the one that is around the cloud of marijuana smoke?
Well, I think what I admired the most, and this is what people told me afterwards, you know, because, you know, they said, do you not know Mike told nobody to smoke, don't nobody smoke no reefer while he's in here. He don't do that. You know, which the place already smelled like reefer anyway. But when they told me that, I just, you know, my hat just went off to them. I'm like, he said, no, and then Mike used to do this thing. Everybody's smoking. He said, he told nobody, don't nobody smoke. I'm telling you, that was just respect that he had for me, that he told people not to smoke. Evander, do not smoke, and all this and stuff like that. I you know, when somebody told me that, I said, wow, you know, because it was his place, and that's what he do. He could have done it because that's what he do, but he decided, he told nobody not to smoke, and then nobody smoke and stuff like that. And you know, that let me know that was a lot of respect.
And how about Mike the businessman? Do you think this is going to be a new and successful venture for him? I know you're not big on the marijuana aspect, but from the business aspect, do you believe that this is going to be his next big breakthrough, and as far as his reinvention in life goes?
Well, you know, the thing is that, you know, I think with all the things they do with this marijuana is that they find it out, they help a lot of people. I'm telling you, which is the whole big thing is, if these things have these many things and to stop this epilepsy and all these other kind of disease, then why not use what works? And it's amazing. I think that, you know, somehow, I don't know how he find all the great people, because I ain't found a lot of great people. But I said, you know, I said for Mike to be where he at today and all, and because he have a lot of good people. I'm like, you know, it's amazing that he have a lot of good people. I think you have good and bad, but somehow that he got some faithful people that make sure that all his business is on track.
Right, which is a night and day difference than, the Don King days and how he went through financial struggles and that stuff. Now, I know you said you'd like to fight Tyson in an exhibition match. Who are some other retired former heavyweights that you would consider? Perhaps George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Jerry Cooney. Who are some fighters that you would consider again?
Well, I wouldn't do Larry Holmes, wouldn't do George Foreman. I wouldn't do none of them. But my whole thing is, I would do it with people who I trust, like Reddy Bowe, people that I can trust. My own thing is that not that somebody just I'm in to work with people that I can trust. That that I'm doing this because you got to say because I know if you hit me hard, I hit you back hard. So I already know how my attitude. I can fight. Now, but plus I realize that I'm in better shape than them. And now if I wasn't in shape at all, I wouldn't go in there with nobody. In general, I know that I'm not gonna do that to hurt these people, but I don't want to trust they ain't gonna do that for me. I like to know that I can protect myself in all this, and that's pretty much anything. When you all right if you can protect yourself,
right?
And I can't go no. I probably can't go no 12 rounds, but just as the exhibition, I wasn't going number 3 rounds. Now I did 3 rounds my whole life.
And with those names, I forgot to mention Lennox Lewis. You never beat him officially, although it was 2 competitive fights. I'm sure Lennox Lewis is another fighter you would consider with.
Well, yeah, I was smart with Lennox. My whole thing is that I don't have no. My whole thing, I don't have no problem. People like I wouldn't go with a Deontay. I wouldn't go with none of the young guys because I realize they reflexes faster than mine, and then they just a little too quick now. Because I like to have the hand speed. And so that means that I can pop and move on about my business. So it just certain it's certain people that I can hold my own, but the whole thing is that I realize that I could probably spar with a lot of people, but I wouldn't want to spar with somebody young. They reflex too quick. They hit me when I don't even want them to hit me.
Absolutely, and your health and safety is the most important thing, and you're making it clear this is for charity and it is for a good cause. Is there a specific number and figure you're looking to raise for the charity? What's the magic number that you're looking to raise?
Well, it's not a magic number because anything that you give, they should be appreciative. And that's what it is with me. My whole thing is that, I have the foundation, and the reason I have a foundation because I was one of the kids whose parents didn't have no money. My mom didn't have the money. I would never have made it if I wouldn't went to the boys club, and the boys club paid for everything. And so that's so I became who I am because my mama raised me in a way that I was so nice that people wanted to help me. It's amazing if you're nice and you ain't no kid that pressure people too much. People like doing things for you. But if you one of them kids that don't have manners, then a lot of people don't want to put up with that. So I, I had to look people in the eyes and say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. My mama, you say, you know when to talk, when to zip it up, son. Yeah, people see you. You don't do things to get attention. They see you. But all these things that my mother taught me allowed me to be what you would call a good student, a person that people wanted to help. And I was that person that everybody wanted to help me. Oh, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do this. And so I was able to listen, follow direction, not quit.
Now, Evander, you mentioned his name as someone you wouldn't fight, but regarding Deontay Wilder, he's in the neighboring state next to you in Alabama, and you were at his fight ringside against Tyson Fury, and we saw what happened. It was a one-sided beating. Tyson Fury looked terrific, and I want to get your assessment as to what Deontay Wilder needs to do the third time they meet in the ring in order to come up victorious. What is your advice to Deontay Wilder?
Well, it's obvious that that something had to happen to him in the fight, in which he got the busted eardrums, and I remember and I know about that because with my fight with Lennox Lewis and New York, the first fight, he bust my eardrum, and I had to pray not to quit, because the fact of the matter, I ain't have no balance, and you fighting somebody bigger than you, and just as skillful as you, and you try, and this is happening, and and I mustered through it. I'm telling you, the time I wanted to just quit and just stop, you can't get your balance right and all this. You ain't got no firepower and all this, and it was quite different. And and if it wasn't, my oldest son was there, and if he wasn't there, I probably would have walked out of there. I just started to just walk out, but I didn't want nobody to tease my son and tell my son, you're gonna be just like your dad. When pressure hit, he just quit, and that's the only reason why I didn't quit.
Mm-hmm. And as far as Deontay goes, what does Deontay need to do to beat Tyson Fury when they fight again?
Well, for one thing, he realized that he need to keep them hands up where he don't get his eardrum bust, and because he got hit with every shot. I'm talking about every punch that Tyson Fury threw, it hit him. And like this and stuff like this, so it was almost like he was stuck in the mud, and so and usually he don't get hit that much. He used to got that energy, he used to move around and all this, and don't get hit. But I think the whole big thing is that he realized that look, I got to use that jab. I got to use my jab, because the jab in that right hand that he uses, he didn't use that at all. He swung that hand like it was too heavy. The glove didn't look heavy, because this is what happened. Yeah, and then I heard that this uniform he's supposed to have over so heavy. It just didn't make sense to do something that's gonna be so different. And so, but then again, as Tyson Fury said, I'm going to pressure him. I'm going to get on him. And I was like, oh, shoot, he probably going to get knocked out. But he put pressure on him and got him out of there. And, because he hit him with everything.
And, Evander, how do you think you would have fared today in the heavyweight division, considering all the players, Anthony Joshua, Fury, Andy Ruiz, who you said you sparred with when he was a 19-year-old, and Deontay Wilder? how do you think you would have fared in today's heavyweight division?
My own thing is that what I tried to get everybody to see, I was a boxer. That means that I can adapt to different styles and stuff. I knew how to fight inside. I know how to fight outside, and I had decent hand speed. And I hurt people. And I threw a lot of combinations, and I throw more punches than a lot of these guys. I fight inside. I fight outside. Whether a guy got long arms or not, I know how to slip the shot and the combination. I was a student of the game. And this would have allowed me to be in an era that it been. I look at I looked at the old fighters and all this and stuff like that, and even here, you see that because I was a boxer and I knew how to box real well, that I can participate. I can be in all these things. I'm telling you, in era, I could have fought them errors because in the point of learning from Joe Frazier, learning from Ali, and and Ken Norton, and like I said, these are basic styles that you had. That and me being 215 pounds, which that means that I was just as heavy as Ali at one point in time. So. Brother, and so it lets you know, but it's the art of the game. What do you do in the point of boxing? Can you double jab? Can you throw 3 punches? I can throw 6 and 8 punches and stuff like that, and I move real well. I had good footwork, and so I was a student of the game, which kind of put me in there that I could have been in there with all these people, because if you look at Deontay didn't start boxing to about 19 years old. Now I started boxing at 8 years old, and as you can see, they said who the best boxers, probably all of them. Okay. Then you look at it, come down to Floyd Mayweather. He started boxing when he was 4. And that's the reason he's so good. I'm saying, when this is all you did your whole life, and your life was better on you didn't quit, this is what makes you successful. And I was like that. I didn't have. There's a lot of things I didn't have, but I was good in boxing. My mama told me you have to be thankful for what you can do. Stop worrying about what you can't do. Be thankful for what you can do, and them prayers, they work.
You're talking about being a student of the game, and you have several students in your own household that have went on and pursued their careers in sports. Most notably, now your son Evan. I had the pleasure of calling his fight on the pay-per-view in Irving, Texas, back in March. And he has the ingredients to perhaps follow in your footsteps. What do you make of Evan, and what kind of a future can he have in boxing? Do you think he can live up to your legacy?
Well, it's not that he got to live up to my legacy. He got to live up to his. And that's what I told him. I said, you know what? I told him the same thing that my mother told me. You can be better than me. It's just, are you willing to pay that price? You see, my own thing is that the whole thing is I get to tell him. I say, look, I worked hard. They didn't have to ask me to train. I trained. This is what I know. I knew my mama. I said my mama didn't even know that about boxing, but she was smart enough to tell me. She said, "Boy, do you not know when you go out there and fight and you win, so everybody likes you, so everybody come to see you win, and say, so you need to know that you don't want to embarrass yourself by going out there not being in shape." She said, when people are in shape, they fight. When people are not in shape, they don't fight. And because the guys, this football player said fatigue made cowards out of everybody. You know, it just, when they get tired, then what do? Like this, but you know, he said, but people who in shape, they gut it out. And so, I would tell my son that, and I would tell him, I said, the best part of boxing is being in great condition, because when you in good shape, I say you fight back, and that's what people come to see. People come to see you do something they wouldn't do. I said, that's the whole thing. I said, people like seeing people do something they don't do well. I said, so they put all their trust in you, so they spend their money to come and see you do well. I said, you need to be in shape. And, but that's what I was good at. I was going to be in shape, and, and that's the reason why, I was a Christian, because my whole thing, I didn't have confidence that I can do it by myself. And so I prayed a lot, and I worked a lot. And then so that combination of things works.
Now, specifically with your life, I know, unfortunately, Evan's manager and trainer, Maurice Watkins, he battled coronavirus and successfully was able to leave the hospital. His future, as to how involved he will be in Evan's future, is still to be told. I know you and Evan made a decision for you to be there as needed for him, but do you see your role growing more in Evan's boxing future moving forward?
Well, yeah, it can only be that way if he want me to now, because he grown. He's an adult, but he has to want me, because the fact of the matter is that I'm not going to force myself upon my kids to be nothing that he don't want me to be. But I have told him, even when Termite was going through all that he was going through at the time when he was in the hospital, and I'm the one that told him, I say, look, I said, Evan, I said, when things are down like this, ain't nothing happening, you should be working hard. I said, because when the curtain come back up, this is time you be able to take a big leap. Because there's a lot of people it's not going to work. A lot of people ain't going to work because they think this is my time to rest. Still it's their time to work. I said, this kind of tells the mentality of a fighter. You have the mentality of a fighter that you want to be in better shape than people. As long as you're in shape, you can take what they do, but you can give it too. I think, but like I would tell them, I became champion in my 12 fights. I went 15 rounds in my 12th fight. I said, you know what? I said, it took a lot of praying, but I became it.
Now, is training Evan something full time you would consider, or are you not really interested in it?
Well, I wouldn't want to be the trainer. I would like to be the manager, because as my whole thing, I would like to set bigger things up, because the whole thing, I have other kids that have to be at their events and stuff like that. So but when you train somebody, it's just like being a father again. You have to devote your time to them all the time. You don't have the chance to say, hey, I got to go do this for my other kids and all this, because he needs you there. I'm just, that's what a trainer is almost just like a father. This is how you have to be in the 10 weeks of training that you train the guy 8, and people got a different amount of time they go to the training camp like this, and you have to. And if you somebody training, you owe it to them. And with me, I think that me being the manager, because I know the game of boxing, I can walk right in and tell them to look, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, because I've done it my whole life. I like this, but but somebody got to be there to make sure that the young people do it. And Evan's not as quite as disciplined as I was when I was his age. And like when is our age, that's our. But I didn't. Then again, I didn't have a dad that was a heavyweight champion of the world. I didn't have a dad with a lot of money. I didn't have my mama with a lot of money. So to be in something, I had to really focus. And cause my mama said that's the only time people gonna really appreciate you when you give your all. And so I gave my all into boxing because that was the only thing that I could do well that I ain't need no help in. So I did it, and I became who I am. And with him, he very knowledgeable. He very knowledgeable kid. He had choices to do a lot of things. And so, and I told him, I said, boxing is not for everybody. I said, but if you choose to think about it, man, I said, now I box where you wouldn't have to choose this. You can choose something that you love. And he told me, he said, Dad, I love it. I said, okay, then. All right. I said, shoot, but it's a tough thing to love, but, one have to love it themselves. And it shows by how hard they will work and the time they will put in it. And so now he wanted to put the time in there and all this and stuff that, because you have to have a lot of confidence for getting in the ring, stepping up there, and everybody. You got something. There's a lot of people ain't gonna like you, and you're gonna have some that do like you, but you have to fight, and you don't feel good all the time. You still have to fight. And so, and I know that because I never felt good all the time. It seemed like the worst. I had the worst week every time I fight. That week, that whole week before that fight, it can really bother you. But because amateur for 12 years I did it, and I got to the point where that feeling became energy to me when I felt that way. Here you go again, and I go out there and I do it, and but this is I took it as this is what it is when you want to be the best.
Evander, would doing your exhibition match on the same night Evan fights as well too be a dream of yours?
Excuse me?
I'm saying, would doing your exhibition match on the same night Evan has his professional fight be a dream of yours? Is that something you would like to do?
But that we thought about that. So you know what? If we have this exhibition fight, somebody said, if we put your son on the card, now how about that? I said, yeah, that would be nice. I said, that would be nice.
Well, whatever you decide to do, Evander, I'm sure the world will be watching. It's an incredible cause that you're creating for the charity, and I hope that, considering this is going to be strictly for entertainment's sake and not for competition, I hope that it actually ends up seeing fruition, and then an event is staged for the foundation, and you get to do what you do love best. Again, Evander, thank you very much for the time. We appreciate it, and looking forward to covering your journey in life moving forward.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.